Let's do example 2 here where there is no equal sign. So example 2a, this is x is on the smaller side. So x, I want to do this different color here. X is less than 4. Now there is no equal sign. It's not less than or equal to. So how on a graph do we indicate that it's not equal to? And it's actually pretty easy. So let's just come up with a spot for 0. So I'll put 0 there, which means 1, 2, so it means 4 would be here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't have to do 1, 2, and 3 though, so I'll just write the 4. Make sure the spacing is good. Now x is less than 4. So before, what we would do is we'd put a dot here, 4, and then we say less than. Okay, that's everything smaller than it or left of it. But because that was when it was equal to, but now it's less than but not equal to. So all you need to do is just do an open circle. So an open circle tells the reader it's going to be less than 4, but it's not going to be equal. If I wanted that dot filled in, I would have put an equal sign here, but I didn't, so leave it open. So the same thing here. This says x is more than -2. So 0 is here, -1, -2 is here. It's more than it, but not equal to. So it's an open circle because it's not equal, and more than it would be right. So it's all the way over here. Moving on. This says that x is less than, so x is less than negative 5 cut in half is 2.5, so negative 2.5. X is less than it. Just trying to erase here. So I'm going to need to put 0 somewhere, and -1, for this I'm going to indicate -2 and -3. So I need to be -2.5. It's not equal to, so I'll do an open circle at -2.5. So between -2 and -3 is -2.5, and it has to be less than, so I'm going to head to the left. So I'll zoom out here for you to write anything down, and I'm going to go right on to into the next one here. These are ones where, in number 3, plot the following. These are ones where there's this is a range of numbers, but it restricts the range. It doesn't go forever in this direction or forever in that direction. It's like it's bound in between. There's 2 boundaries. So I'm going to indicate 0 to be, I don't know why, but I'm just putting 0 here. I'm going to indicate -1, and then 1, 2, and 3. I don't need 1 and 2, but just for this one, I'll write them all down. And basically what this says is whenever they're beside each other like that, it says x is in between. So if I ignored this, this is x is closer to the bigger side, so x is more than -1. This says x is more than -1. Oh, more than and equal to, because there's that little line, -1. It also says x, if I ignored this now, x is closer to this, the smaller point, so x is less than and equal to 3. So if x is more than or equal to, well, they're both equal to, so I'll put -1 and I'll put 3, because those are our 2 points, -1 and 3. If x is more than it, well, that means going this way. And then x is less than or equal to 3, so here's 3, less than would be going that way. And so what you end up getting is they're pointing towards each other. So you get this. X is between -1 and 3. So that's how I like to write these. X is between -1 and 3. But you could also write it, x is more than or equal to -1, and x is less than or equal to 3. But you can see these ones because they're kind of x here is sandwiched in between 2 points. So I say x is between -1 and 3. And just make sure you put a filled in circle and or an open circle where necessary. So for B, now you can kind of cross this off if you want and write what 7 over 2, well it's 3.5. Half of 7 is 3.5. So this is x is between -2 and 3.5. So you're going to have to indicate where 0 is. 0 is here. -2 is there. And then 1, 2, here's 3, and here's 4. So in between is 3.5. Now, be really, really careful because this side right here does not have an equal sign. So it's going to be an open circle. And 3.5 does have an equal sign. So you're going to, at 3.5, you're going to have a filled in circle. So you're going to want to pay attention to that. Maybe I'll do this one's in green, so it's open circle. And then this one's in red. And so what is this? X is between it. Okay, so it's in between. That's all there is to it. So first thing I'm going to do is rewrite these as half of 3. If you have $3 cut in half, you have $1.50. And if you have $5 cut in half, you've got 2.5, but negative. So I'm just going to rewrite those. So X is between -2.5 and 1.5. So find a 0. Okay, so 0 is there. Oops, now that's gone. So 0 is 1, 2, 3, 4. 0 is there. And 1.5, let me just, because these are all halves, I'm going to actually just write all of these down so I don't screw up my half marks. The one on the left here, that's going to be equal to, so I'm going to fill in the dot, and it's 2.5. So here's 2.5, and I'm going to fill it in. And then I've got this one, it's 1.5, and it's not filled in. So I'm going to do an open circle. And we lie in between it. So here we are in between. So I'll zoom out on these 6 questions, and we will do, I think there's one more. Is there one more? There's 2 more types, and that should be it.